This video covers how to create a project in MHFD Confluence from the Work Request board in the Work Request module, as well as the differences between each project type form. Projects can be created by clicking on the Create Project button at the top of the Workspace column. Name your project following MHFD's naming standard of stream name, at location, and year, and select the project type. Click Next to launch the detailed project form. Use the Show Suggested Layers button to manage a predefined set of layers that will help create each project type. Layer visibility and additional information for all layers available in Confluence can be found in the Layer Manager to the left of the search. The project name will reflect the name entered on the first page of the form, but it can be updated here as well. Enter detailed information about the project in the description field, and switch between project types if you need to, in the top right corner. Any information already entered for questions that are the same between types will be preserved. If creating a capital project, select Propose Actions from the map using the polygon tool, or add them from the Problem or Proposed Action pop-up. Enter any other proposed improvement and related costs that are not mapped by clicking on the Independent Action button. Selected proposed actions are listed in the table view. Double-click the action to zoom to its location on the map. Click on the feature to view more information in the pop-up. Selected actions can be removed from the pop-up in the map or in the table. Next, you will need to create your project geometry. Use the Polygon Select tool to draw the extent of your project along a stream. The table below will show the length of your project along each stream within the intersecting local government boundary. If your project is county-wide, select the county the project is within. You will not be required to draw your project extent on the map. If your project is located along the South Platte River, select Yes. This just indicates that the project will be funded from the South Platte River budget. Again, if you're creating a capital project, you will have an additional section in your project form for financial information. This is where you can adjust the overhead costs, which include all costs beyond the physical construction of your project. The default values shown here can and should be changed when different percentages are anticipated, such as in urban settings. Please add a description explaining any changes from default values. You can also enter additional costs that were not captured previously in the actions, independent actions, or overhead costs. Additional costs, unlike independent actions, will not have overhead costs applied to them. The total cost represents the total estimated cost for the project. This is the amount that you can use to request up to 50% of the funding from MHFD. There are other slight differences in the detailed project form depending on the project type that you're creating. When selecting a maintenance project, you will be asked the frequency of the maintenance work that is required, whether or not it's publicly accessible, and if the reach along the stream is maintenance eligible. Study projects will request the reason for the study. An acquisition will request the progress of the land acquisition and the anticipated purchase date. There are no other additional questions for R&D projects, but it is good to note that this is the type of project you can select when you need to request a new alert station. Just simply enter a detailed description in the project form. Lastly, in the Create Project form, upload any other pictures or documents related to your project. Once the form has been completed, click Save. A draft project card will be created for the project in the Workspace column. The default status of any project created in Confluence is draft. Only users from the same local government can see their organization's draft projects. Draft projects will remain so until funding is requested, either by editing the amount from the 3 dots in the right corner of the project card, or moving the card to the proper year column. This completes our overview of how to create a project from the work request board in MHFD Confluence.